Alrighty guys, how are you sisters? I am so sorry. I meant to have a video up last week, but to make a short story long, I ended up having a wee migraine and I thought it was going to be a manageable migraine. And before anybody wants to hop in the comments and try and have an argument with me to tell me that, oh, you can't have a manageable migraine, I have chronic migraines, leave me alone. And unless you are a chronic migraine sufferer, I don't even want to hear it. Darren, right? Hush them lips. I don't even want to hear it. Just shh. Moving on. I had such a bad migraine, and I don't understand why, but I tend to slow down a lot when I get a migraine, and I get very disorientated. And I thought I'll just push through and do the video anyway. And everything just went really slowly. And when I fast forwarded the video, it was roughly about 10 minutes long. But when you watched it just at the normal speed of what I was talking at the time, like mid-migraine, it was actually about 31 minutes long. So I'm having to refilm it and I can only apologise. But we were 1 month post-therapy, we're actually past it now. But thoughts and feelings, how we're doing? Doing good, doing great. Glad we're not having to get the 3 buses home. That is a positive, we're enjoying that. How are we coping? Coping well, coping good. I have came across some very frustrating things that I didn't think I would have came across this early, but I've had I have like, obviously as every other normal person has on this planet, you have like little day-to-day inconveniences, and I've been having like quite a lot of them, as one does, as we all do. And obviously I would go to week therapy, so I would go and then I would like blow off steam and I would be like a bit of a nightmare, as anyone in that session would tell you. And I would just have a wee shout, and I would really just like let the rage like actually like steam off of me. And see, now that I don't have that, I'm having to find that I need to like regulate myself more and like discuss my feelings more, which I oh my god, can somebody drop me a beat? Anyway, moving on. I have been doing better with discussing my feelings openly and calling them out when they happen, but it's one of the ones, it's just a constant thing. And when I had obviously like put announced to the group, because I don't know if any of you have been in a therapy group session, hopefully not muffins, but when you are, you'll like announce to the group like, oh, like I'm thinking of leaving. At this point my heart was like dong dong, like in my chest, like I can't even describe the feeling, like palms are sweaty or whatever Eminem said, do you know what I mean? And I was like, right, okay. And like you like announce it to the group, and the group are like, oh my god, that's so great, and then like they'll question you on it as anyone else would. And literally the first thing they said to me was like, you've got so much work to do, like once you leave, like it never ends. And I'm like, well, that's great, isn't it? And I'm like, well, obviously by this point I knew this. I'm finding that quite frustrating, and I'm still finding it quite hard that when I'm not dealing with things 100% how I want to be dealing with them, I'm getting quite frustrated at myself. There was a situation that I'm not going to go into because I've moved past it. But yeah guys, so anyway, I feel like we are making very good progress, which is a nice thing, guys. I feel like we're making a lot of good progress, but I feel like I'm still having quite a lot of issues with maybe not being 100% happy with doing like, so like I'll cope really well with like 95% of things, and then that 5% I really tend to get fixated on, and I'll just get like really annoyed at myself for not doing it well instead of just being really happy. And I'm trying to like refocus back onto like the good things that I've been doing, because I feel like before everything sort of happened that spiraled me into therapy, I was I was a really positive like person, but it was almost borderline, definitely like toxic positivity. but I liked that I was quite a positive person, but maybe not to that extent I want to go back to, but at least be positive in some, like, to some extent, because I feel like just now, like, I want to be positive, but then I also want to be, like, realistic as well. But I feel like sometimes I get lost in, like, they try to find the bad things instead of try to find, like, a silver lining. But we're working on it. But I feel like quite a lot of times, I tend to get quite lost in that, but we're working on it. But I feel like we are getting there slowly but surely. But I mean, a long way to go, is there not? There's always a long way to bloody go. But we're doing well, we're doing good, we're staying realistic, we're becoming more positive, and we're slowly but surely getting there. Also, an update, I lost £1. I don't know if anyone's seen my last video, but the wee actually penalised me for gaining £1, and it forced me to tell it why I had gained £1, and I lost £1. I just thought I'd let you know. Other than that, I've been doing well. I've still been coping quite well. I've not had any major slip ups, but I'm sure slip ups will come eventually. But I'm just sort of taking the days as they come, if I'm being honest. I can't really do anything other than that. I'm just sort of trying to take everything as it's been fired at me the now, and just praying to God that life gives me a break. What's that quote that Nanny McPhee says? What is that one? And it's like, oh, like, when you need me and you don't want me. Do you know, see, when I find it, she'll be here.
When you need me but do not want me, then I must stay. When you want me but no longer need me, then I have to go.
When I started therapy, I was very much like, I don't want it, don't need it. Well, don't want it, do need it. But I was very much doing it because I had to do it, not because I wanted to do it. And then by the time I got to the end of it, I was like, I don't want to go. But no, I miss having that space to be able to go in and just, like, get my wee frustrations out and have a wee rant, and, do you know, and just be able to, like, proper be, I don't even know the word, like, pure chaotic, because nobody, well, I mean, they're not really going to shout at me, but they're going to be like, is that productive? Do you know what, I could fully go like Kanye West in there, because I mean, it's therapy. Do you know what I mean? But then now in, like, the outside world, like I can't really do that, and it's quite sad that I've lost that. People think of therapy, you think of, like, running through like fields of wheat. Like, who what was the politician that said that in the UK? She's like running through the fields of wheat. Me and you both, sister. Have you ever seen that meme of the wee, like, the wee Asian girl, and she's on, like, the roller coaster, and she's, like, holding on for dear life, but she's, like, smiling, but like, her face is having a good time, but her eyes are, like, filled with fear. Like, that is the best description of therapy I could ever give anybody. Oh my God! Oh my God! But now being out the other end, I think it's nice looking back and seeing how far I've come, but then knowing that there's no goal at the end, I think, is such a hard thing. Because I think when you go into therapy, like, there's no route to go down, like, there's no right or wrong way to go. You're just, like, sort of stumbling through the dark, and then when you bump into things, you just sort of deal with them as they come to you. And there's also no goal out here either. You're just going to get to a point where you're content and you're happy with the progress that you make. And then you're just going to work on maintaining that progress, and that's it. And then you're going to work on getting, like, another part of yourself up to a point where you're happy, and then you're going to move on. And it's just, I don't know, it's such, at times, an overwhelming thing to think about, if I'm being honest. And I think sometimes I really do get caught up in how overwhelming it can be, but I am excited for what this year will bring. I feel like I have a new appreciation for life. And I feel like this is going to be the year that no matter how much crumbles around me, I am doing it. Because there's no other options. We're doing it. There is no other options. Peoples, we are doing it. I'm finding that I'm tending to sit with myself quite a lot on a lot of things. And I feel like that tends to be the best thing for me to get over a lot of stuff, because I tend to need like Tiffany time. I tend to take forever because I really need to be able to understand something to get over it, and if I don't understand over it, then I tend to end up becoming quite absorbed in it, and then I tend to get really, I don't know how to describe it, I tend to get really strong feelings on it. But I feel like I've been very deep in thought constantly since being out of therapy, but in like some of the best ways. But yeah, everything has been going very well. And just a little reminder that there is always a little bit of light at the end of a very dark and hideous tunnel, my little pupils. And just to hold on just a little bit longer. So we'll always get there, little muffins.